Hi guys, so today's video is going to be the update video. So on my channel this wig is titled something like the best wig ever, or like I found a really good wig, and I thought if I'm going to make a bold claim like that I should probably follow it up and make an update video, because sometimes unfortunately wigs appear amazing on the surface and after you've worn them for a couple of weeks you realise that there are some issues. And I am going to get into the positives and negatives of wearing a wig every single day for a month and a half. I think I've had this wig. It is the 27th of March and I believe in the first video I was filming on the 13th or the 12th of February. It was something around that point. So to make this video fit, I'm wearing the same outfit that I wore in the first video, just so that like you guys get a really accurate like representation of what the wig was like first compared to now a couple of weeks later. So the obvious, this wig has faded quite significantly. I don't think it's coming across quite how much it's faded on camera, but I'm going to show you on the bed, because in the first video I compared it to another wig that I have, and I'm going to compare it to the same wig as I compared it to in the first video, so you can see this wig has faded a lot. I think the main fading is on the ends. Okay, so in the initial video that I posted I compared the wig to this wig, which is a wig that I have had for about 2 years. I think I wore it every single day for about 8 months, and as you can see this wig had been dyed but the colour held really well in it. This one is now a month and a week old and the colour has almost gone like blonde in comparison to the brown wig that I compared it with in the first video. So if you want to go back and watch the first video, this is the exact same wig that I compared it to, and this is the colour now. So I have washed this wig 4 times since getting it, and only one of those times I used shampoo. So the other 3 times it wasn't like a full wash. I just left it in the bath with a deep conditioning treatment on it and then let it air dry. I have not blow dried this wig. I have straightened it, I have curled it, but I have not like overly used heat products on this wig because I am finding that the hair is dry. I'm sorry if my camera just like moved all of a sudden, the ring light fell, so I had a little bit of a nightmare. But back to what I was saying, I've tried my best to be as gentle as possible with this wig because I'm finding that you need to be gentle with it. So to be clear, in the past I have worn human hair wigs, but they've always been Indian Remy hair, and I didn't really think that there would be a huge difference in quality. So when I bought this wig knowing that it was Brazilian hair, I kind of went into it a bit blind, I guess. Now doing research, Brazilian hair is a lot drier than Indian Remy hair. So the issue with the hair being dry is that it is matting. So underneath the nape of the neck here, and I'm going to try and show you guys, but it's getting like tangled at the back. So the reason that I am making this update video is obviously because the initial video that I made about this wig has 1,000 views already, and I don't want people to look at that and think that my first impressions are like my overall impressions of the wig. Like I've said, I'm having issues with it, and I think it's like my responsibility to let you guys know if you're going to buy something off my own recommendation. If I'm having issues, I would hate for you guys to buy something and then, you know, find out that I'm actually not as happy as I seemed. So I have found that the issue with having hair that is dry is it kind of spirals then into other problems. So the drier the hair is, the more it mats, the more you need to brush it, the more it's going to shed. Especially with a full lace wig, all of the like little tiny knots, every time you're brushing it, it's going to end up shedding. So I'm losing a lot of the hair, so it has gotten considerably thinner since the first video. I'll try and include like a side by side. So even though I am saying these things, I am just doing them as like an update for you guys so that you know like what you're buying. Some of the things that I have found have been like my own problem. I kept putting the wig too far back, so I did end up cutting a little bit of lace off the front so that I could like gauge where it needed to sit, and that is just my own issue. The hairline in the front was amazing, but I just struggled with like where to place it, so I ended up cutting a little bit, and I think even now it's still a tiny bit far back. So I think me talking about my experience today is kind of a like full circle thing, because I know a lot of people are having issues with human hair wigs at the moment. I'm kind of putting it down to COVID and there maybe being a shortage of human hair, but there are so many people that I know buying from like reputable brands who are extremely well known and extremely known for having good quality wigs, and they're still getting a bad experience. And it's hard in the wig industry to kind of like hold people accountable for that. If you're buying the highest quality human hair, how do you know until you're a month down the line, and by that point it's too late? You can't get your money back when you've worn it every single day for a month. So it is frustrating, and I think buying human hair wigs is getting more and more stressful. You don't want to be handing over like hundreds of pounds for a wig that turns out to only last a really short amount of time. I think this wig will last longer if you kind of swap it out, if you've got other wigs to wear it alongside. Obviously in my experience I've worn it every single day for a month and a half, and that hasn't helped, but that is my experience. That is how I wear wigs. I do like to just have one that I wear the majority of the time, and then in the house I might switch it out for like a synthetic. I really don't want this video to come across as though I'm bashing the company that I bought this wig from. I'm really not. I'm just talking on my own experience. I know other people who've had much better experiences. I also know that the company now sells European hair wigs, which I imagine don't have so many like issues with dryness. So in terms of like the hairline, the knots, everything on this wig that I said in the initial video about it being so natural are like perfect. They're still amazing. It's just purely the hair quality that I'm having issues with, and the fact that they sell human hair now, like European human hair. I do imagine that you would experience less problems with that, but again it comes down to like the human hair industry and how unfortunately it's so hard to like monitor what you're buying. So you might be under the impression you're buying a certain type of hair, but nobody knows. Nobody's DNA's like sampling the hair. You don't know where it's from. You just kind of have to trust the person that you're buying it from, and that goes for the wig companies as well. They have to trust their hair supplier, that they are getting it from where they say. And I just think the whole thing needs like reworking. People need to understand more of like what you're buying. I feel like I've gone off on like a massive tangent, but it is something that I could rant about all day. And if you've spoken to me on Instagram, you will know I have really like strong feelings towards the like wig industry at the minute. I think it's just heading not in the best direction, and that's nobody's fault. There's obviously eventually going to be like a shortage, because the demand for human hair recently has just gone so insanely high, and the rate that people can grow their hair to donate it is obviously a long process. You don't just grow hair overnight. So yeah, I think my experience with this wig, and again I'm not blaming the brand at all, but I think my experience is that I'm edging more towards synthetic hair, which I never thought I would say, but I'm just thinking maybe like for the sake of human hair, the price is just getting crazily high and the quality is just not as amazing as it used to be, and that is nobody's fault apart from the fact that demand for human hair unfortunately is just skyrocketed over the past couple of years. Again, I really don't want this video to be negative. I just wanted to give you guys an update so that you guys can see exactly where I'm at just over a month having this wig. I don't want to put anyone off buying from the brand or anything. Like, I really don't want it to be like a bashing video. It's just my honest opinions, the things I have found, which are normal in any wig. It's just happened maybe a little bit faster than I was expecting. colour fading, tangling and shedding. That is literally it. In terms of how natural the wig looks, I still think it looks amazing. Moving forward, I am actually going to be cutting like the ends off the wig, so I'm going to be taking off maybe like an inch or so, and me and my mum are going to be dyeing it. So wish us luck. I have done it before on other wigs and it's gone fine, so I'm just hoping that if I avoid the roots, just dye down, it will be okay. But yeah, that is basically my experience with this wig. I will show you guys once it's been dyed and cut if you're interested, and yeah, I will see you on the next video, guys. Bye.